first grade. This is your last decodable reader for all of first grade. So we're going to continue on with our regular yearly protocol. We're going to read the decodable text. We're going to review those high frequency words, and we're going to find those high frequency words in the text. So we have two targets. I can read the decodable text reading together. I can identify and spell the weekly high frequency words. So let's review those words first before we go into our text. So there was a high frequency word practice video where we read the word and we tapped out how to spell the word. Today we're going to do a really quick review so that we can jump into our decodable reader. So our first high frequency word this week is himself. Himself. So echo after me. Himself. Now spell it after me. Himself. Himself. Our next word is come. This might look like a word that you could decode because of that magic E, but this is actually a word that doesn't play fair. So you're going to have to memorize how to read it and how to spell it. So we spell come, echo after me, C-O-M-E. Come. Right, our last word is together. And if you guys remember, we talked about this word probably 2.5 months ago. And I taught you a little trick for remembering how to spell it, because when you look at it, it looks like a really big word. But if we separate it, we see 3 smaller words put together. We see to, get, and her. So this is actually how Miss Ackerman remembered how to spell it when she was little. So if you know how to spell these 3 words by themselves, you can spell the whole word together. So T-O-G-E-T-H-E-R. So if you think of it again as to, get, her, that will help you spell it. But don't read it to get her. It's together. So together. All right, so now let's open up our last decodable reader in first grade. And the title is Reading Together. So remember, if you don't have this, story. Sorry, crew. We didn't get this book before we had to go and do online learning, but it is on the website. So I have the address in Dojo so that you can download it. If you can print it. If not, read it off of your laptop, your iPad, or a phone, whatever works best for your family. So I'm going to read this story all the way through, then we're going to echo read it, and then we'll practice finding and spelling those high frequency words. Reading together. Reading together. Pat tries to read. James helps. They always sit on a beanbag chair together. They are reading about a girl named Daisy. Daisy sees shadows in the nighttime, and she is afraid. Again, says Pat. James repeats the story. Then James gets a book for himself. He is reading about trains on the railroad. Now Pat tries to read a book about a greedy beaver. The bell rings. It is Sam. We are reading, explains James. It is rainy today. We cannot go to the playground. I will read too, replies Sam. Sam is reading about a baseball player and his team. He is eager to read more. Grandma comes in. Reading is always a really good way to spend the day, she says. Sam, Pat, and James agree. Do you agree? What do you like to read? All right, crew. So we're going to go through and we'll echo read it. Remember that we are working to read fluently, accurately, and with expression. So fluently means quickly. Accurately means that you're reading the correct words. And with expression means that you're following the punctuation rules. So periods are for telling, question marks are for asking, and when we read it, our voice goes up at the end, and exclamation points mean that something exciting is happening. And remember, when we read an exclamation point, it doesn't mean that we're yelling. It means that we're making our voice sound excited. So I'm going to point and read, then I'll point so that you can echo, and I want you to follow along with me. Reading together. Reading together. Pat tries to read. James helps. They always sit on a beanbag chair together. They are reading about a girl named Daisy. Daisy sees shadows in the nighttime and she is afraid. So I just want to point out, first grade, that this is her shadow. So there's nothing to be afraid of. She's seeing her own shadow. Again, says Pat. James repeats the story. Then James gets a book for himself. He is reading about trains on the railroad. Now Pat tries to read a book about a greedy beaver. The bell rings. It is Sam. We are reading, explains James. It is rainy today. We cannot go to the playground. I will read too, replies Sam. Sam is reading about a baseball player and his team. He is eager to read more. Grandma comes in. Reading is always a really good way to spend the day, she says. Sam, Pat, and James agree. Do you agree? What do you like to read? Okay, first grade. So, remember your high frequency words. Let's try this. Together, himself, and come. And you're going to go through your story and you're going to find those words. So I, right away, in our title, found the word together. So I'm going to circle the word together. Then I see the word together again. Circle the word together. I see together again. Circle the word together. And you're going to do that all the way through your story. And then I would like for you to practice spelling and reading your high frequency words. So you're going to upload a picture of... you're going to upload a snippet of yourself reading the story. So remember, you can read 1 page, you can read 2 pages, but just an idea to help me understand how we're working toward reading fluently. And when you're done, I want you to just take a little extra time, and like we used to do in class, I want you to just take some practice writing the word together, himself, and come. So just to push it beyond a little bit, get that extra practice before our school year comes to an end. Remember that the only thing that you need to upload is a quick video of you reading. You're reading this on your own. You're finding those high frequency words. And send me a video so I can listen to you read.